Hello and welcome to the third training series of our bulk email software. In this training, we'll be going over the email campaigns button, how to set up your email advertisements, and more importantly, how to use a mailer to send out ads about your business. So let's dive right into it, shall we? Under Email Campaigns drop-down menu button, you'll see several options like View Email Campaigns, where you can view or edit your existing email campaigns, Create an Email Campaign, this is where you can create a brand new email campaign to use in the system, Send an Email Campaign, this is where you can send an existing email campaign that you've already created to your contact lists or leads, Image Manager. This is where you can upload different images from your computer to use in the email campaigns. View Split Test. This is where you can send different versions of your email to test and see which ones perform better. View Scheduled Mail in Queue. This is where you can see which emails are scheduled in the queue and ready to send, plus when they're going to send. Now that we've gone over all the different options available, let's show you how to set up and mail your first email campaign. Click on the Email Campaign drop-down button. Click on Create an Email Campaign. Then on the next page, enter an email campaign name. Make sure your format says HTML and text both. Select an email template. We have hundreds to choose from, or you can simply create your own. If you selected a template, all you have to do is simply fill in the information where it's needed. But for this example, we're going to select no template and create our own HTML email advertisement. The first part you're going to input is the subject line. Just like a direct sales letter, the subject line of your email is usually the most important part of getting your readers to actually read your email. If you have a compelling subject line, the chances of your email improves dramatically. To be successful with email marketing, you're going to want to test your subject line. Try and put your most important aspect and add personalization whenever possible. Avoid spam keywords and never use an exclamation point. An exclamation point in the subject line typically will get you sent to spam. And let's face it, if your emails go to spam, nobody reads them. This is about getting your emails in the inbox, getting your message, your advertisement seen, and getting sales for your business. Words such as free, stock, eBay, password, mortgage, etc. all trigger spam detection software. So keep them out of your subject lines at all times, and try and keep them out of your body as well. Try to trigger curiosity. If you have a special offer, list it in the subject line, like half off or something like that. Emphasize your benefits every time. Here's an example of a subject line. Hi, first name. There's that personalization we were talking about. Millions of prospects equals tons of sales. This is a subject line that I would probably use for the mailer. It'll mail out 1 million emails a day. That's powerful. So if your business is running through millions of prospects a month, if you do the math, 1 million a day times 30 to 31 days, 28 in February, but, an average of 30 to 31 days, that's 30 to 31 million prospects a month you're sending your product to. Think you're going to make some sales? Once you're done with the subject line, then input the body of your email. This should back up your subject line and still create a strong feeling of curiosity. The only purpose of the subject line is to get the person to read the body of the email. The only purpose of the body is to entice the prospect to visit your website. The only purpose of your website should be to allow the prospect to make an informed decision and purchase your product. So, for the subject line above, the one I just gave you on the previous slide, I would use something like this in the body. Again, personalization. First name, I have a question for you. How much do you think your business will grow if you could reach 1 million prospects a day? Not just 1 million people, but 1 million targeted prospects waiting cash in hand. How many sales do you think you'll make? How big do you think your business will truly grow? It's a proven fact that you can take any product in the world and introduce it to 1 million people, and a certain percentage will purchase your product, period. Now, how about 1 million targeted people who are already interested in the product you're selling? This is the same software your competition uses to crush you. Highly targeted lead packages, free/bonus with every account. Find out how much this will help your business simply by clicking here. And then I would put a link to the email software. Now you can use the editor and add some HTML aspects to make your ad stand out. Change the color of certain words to make them pop. Or maybe add some background color or something like that. Just whatever you do, keep in mind that colors that are even remotely hard for you to see in the editor will be extremely hard for the reader to see. If you make your message difficult for people to see, the chances of them continuously following through and doing what you want are going to be much, much lower. You gotta make it super easy for people, super easy for them to read, super easy for them to understand your message, super easy for them to relate. Get all those aspects into your ad. A lot of psychology goes into advertising, and you'll learn that as you get more and more prominent in the field. So whatever colors you make sure they're readable in the email. The key is to make the benefits or statements to add curiosity stand out. Get their attention so that they have more of an impact and more of a feeling on the reader. Once you have the ad exactly how you want it, make sure and click on the source button. Copy the HTML code and save it to a Word doc, or a Notepad++ would be even better because you can save it as an HTML document in your Notepad++, which is free, by the way. And you'll always have your ad. Pretty much anything you have to keep the information will work, but having something that'll keep it in the format it's supposed to be in isn't necessarily a bad thing. Now, the good thing about saving that HTML is you can use it. Okay, you can use that HTML code to place your ad anywhere else that allows HTML. Safe list builders and viral list builders, for example. There's several different text ad exchanges that allow HTML. Different newsletters where you can buy advertisement, they allow HTML. So instead of having to create the work again, you now have your business ad. Save the plain text copy. That way you have an HTML copy, you have a plain text copy. No matter where you go, your business ad is raring to go. You simply reverse the process to input your ad when you're working on HTML. You get to the editor, you click on source, and then you paste the code into the box. You click save or update, and bam, your ad's ready. You're ready to go. Not only will it allow you to take your ad and transfer it to anywhere online, but it'll save you a lot of time. Think about it. If you spent, even if you were very quick with the ad and you were really good at this and you spent maybe 5 minutes doing it, okay, well now you have 100 different websites to place the ad. You're going to create it every single time, which takes 5 minutes every single time. 100 by times 5, that's 500 minutes. You're talking hours here. It takes you 30 seconds to copy and paste. So now you have 100 websites that are taking you 30 seconds each. You see where it can save you a ton of time? So saving information like that can be very key to your business success. Because obviously, if you're spending less time getting your ad out there, you can get your ad out there to a lot more resources. Now that we have the subject line in the body, there are a few more aspects that you should consider. Try and eliminate spam as much as possible. You can load as many leads as you wish and can email as many as the package you purchased with our system. So constantly continue to load fresh, new leads so you can make it super easy to be removed from your list. Now I know what you're thinking. Why on earth would I want to make it easy for anybody to be removed from my list? I want to advertise to them. Well, there is an answer, and it's simple. Think about the amazing resource you have available to you right now. You can actually reach 1 million prospects a day. That's 30 million a month plus. You have a piece of software that can actually reach 1 million people daily. But your lists have your information or your client's information, your business name, your email. These are what is called digital footprints. Okay? So if you have tons of spam complaints with different digital footprints, those digital footprints get what's called blacklisted. Okay? So let's say John Doe has a ton of emails going out with his name right in the bottom of the email. His name in the front address, his email in the reply to address. And he's not taking precautions to protect himself and protect his business. And he's just blasting out emails everywhere. Well, service providers are getting a lot of spam complaints with those digital footprints. Now they've been blacklisted. So any email that contains his name, John Doe, automatically has a spam score. Any email that has a from name of John Doe automatically has a spam score. Any email that has a reply to of his email address automatically has a spam score. So the more you can eliminate your footprint to those spam scores, the better off you're going to be. You're protecting yourself. You're protecting your business. You're protecting your investment and you're protecting your resource. So if you can make it super easy for people to unsubscribe versus continuously marking you as spam, then you'll be able to protect your business and the tools to operate. Believe us when we say if they're going to continuously mark you as spam, then they're not going to purchase anything anyways. The only thing they're doing is hurting your reputation, hurting your business, and keeping you from using the tool to reach actual prospects and buyers and make sales. I like to do this simple addition to the top and bottom of my emails, and this eliminates all spam complaints. I do these little stars going across at the top and bottom. I keep them, the length of my content there. This is not spam. This list was purchased legally and your information was included. If you do not wish to receive any further emails from us, simply click on this link and I give them a way to unsubscribe. It's in the top, it's in the bottom. They cannot miss it. If they're not interested in what I have, I don't want to email them anyways, because all they're going to do is hurt my business, hurt my name, hurt my reputation, and eliminate the use I can have with this tool. This allows a way for people who are not interested in your product anyways to simply be removed from the list automatically. This also eliminates a great deal of spam complaints and thusly protects your business and tools. I can't stress that enough. It's very important to protect yourself. You work hard to build a business. You don't want your business name associated with stuff like that or on a blacklist. Let's think if you build a website, you build an affiliate program. Now your affiliates are coming in, but because you didn't protect your business, anytime they send out an email with your business name or website, bam, blacklisted, spam. It's pretty hard to make some sales when you can't promote your business. So you gotta protect yourself. Make sure and have a plain text version of your ad. This also helps keep your ad from being flagged as spam from major detection software. Most of your email providers like Gmail, Yahoo, Hotmail, etc., they provide a plain text version automatically. So they have designed software that automatically checks for that, because chances of it being spam with both are lower, because most of your mail providers provide one automatically. Most of your bulk email software does not. Keep that in mind. Most of your bulk email software does not provide both. So you really have the option to provide both. You can really fine-tune your marketing efforts, and by doing such, obviously your emails will get read more. Your emails get read more, you'll make more sales. You can do this. You can add a plain text version simply by clicking the button below the text version area called Get the Text Content from the Editor. Now, I'm going to show you guys this shortly. I'm sure right now you're like, well, wait a second, what? I don't know where that's at, but I'm actually going to walk you through. I'm going to take the subject line we had, the body we have. I'm going to walk you through setting up the ad, getting the text content from the editor, and I'm also going to show you a few tips and tricks to help you along the way. So hold on. Make sure and double check your text version and make any corrections as needed. When you're pulling information from one source to the next, these are computers, okay? They're going to typically do what's called computer language, which means when you transfer data from one to the next, it may not be the exact same. So you're going to want to run through it real quick. You know, special symbols, special characters, even some words, it. You know, typically in a text version, you can't use it. You have to use it is. You'll, again, in a text version, you'll have to use you will. You know, so different conjunctions and stuff like that, you know, you're going to have to just go through your text version and make sure it's still readable and it's still the same. Where you have problems, eliminate those problems, okay? Make it as legible and as perfect as you can. Make sure and check your email campaign for spam keywords. We have tools available to you to make this super easy for you. I'm going to show you this in a minute. But clicking the simple buttons and double checking your work, making a few small corrections, can be the difference of your ad being seen over and over and over again, or the difference of your ad people never even knowing it existed because it went to the junk or the spam folder and they never saw it. They never got to it. So the more your ad is seen, the more money you're going to make. And I'm going to show you that again. Also, check to see how your ad looks in different email programs. Again, this is super simple. You can do this simply by clicking on their specific buttons under email validation. Again, I will show you this in just a few seconds. You can choose to preview your email campaigns simply by clicking on the preview campaign button under the preview your email campaign section. This is all right there. Again, I'm going to walk you through it. Once it's done, go ahead and select Save and Exit. So now that we're done covering the information, let's go ahead and walk you through the steps. I'm going to show you how to input the subject line, how to set up your campaign. I'm going to take you from point A to point B on this bad boy and give you some great tips. So let's start. Okay, so I'm going to actually walk you through this and talk while I'm showing you this little clip here. So click on email campaigns and then come down to create an email campaign. And the reason why I'm going to do this is because some of the tips I'm going to give you are kind of crucial to your success, so I want to make sure that you have them. As you saw by the slide, email campaign name, got to fill that out. So this is bulk email software. That's what we do. As you can see right here, we have tons and tons and tons of templates for you to choose from. Basic templates, business templates, whether it be furniture, generic, global, medical, all kinds of different templates here. I mean, there's hundreds of them literally. No matter what business you're in, you can really make a beautiful email design simply by going through these. I highly suggest these for the autoresponder, for the automated advertising. As far as an email campaign, and you know, for this example, I'm going to show you another route to go. And essentially, I'm going to show you this because, you know, it's really, look at that. That's beautiful. See? And then all you got to do is come in here and fill out the information. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. So we'll come back here and we'll go back to this. So for this example, what we're going to do is we're just going to make sure this says HTML and text. You know, you don't want to really do one or the other. You want both. You have the option to do one or the other, but for best results, you really want both. And then for this example, we're going to select no template, because essentially right now nobody's on an actual opted in list to receive an autoresponder for information. So what we're going to do is we're going to create more of an ad. You know, this isn't information being going out. This is an advertisement going to prospects to sell our product. Once they purchase the product, they will then be on our list, or you know, a buyer's list, where they will get, you know, full training. You'll get tips for your email campaigns and different information like that. Now, if you remember from the slide, you're going to want to make sure your ad is created in a Notepad++ or some form of program like that, so it's easily transferable. And I'm using the exact same information I showed you guys previously, so I'll just go in here and copy and paste this information right into my ad here, my template. And the great thing about Notepad++, it's free for one, and for two, it takes all the editing, all the HTML special characters that like a Word document or you know, something of that nature would add when you copy and paste. It takes all that stuff right out. And then there's like the slide said, you're gonna want to make sure and add some HTML, some, you know, flair to your email. You're also going to want to unsubscribe link. So where you put the unsubscribe link, go ahead and highlight that, and right up here in the upper right hand corner of this editor, you'll see a little window here that says custom fields. So if you click on that, this will bring up all the different custom fields that this software will do. And there's tons of them, ladies and gentlemen, absolutely tons of them. So, you know, you can go through here and really add some excellent personalization, or, you know, make the email easier to do things like unsubscribe simply by using the custom fields. And there may be some edits you need to do, like a little bit of deletion, as you can see there, as you're going from one piece to the next. But you know, these are really easy to do, and instead of duplicating or doing it over again, we're just going to copy and paste. And then we're going to add some HTML to really make this stand out. So how about we change every question to blue and bold? This is a really good question, and blue and bold. Here's another one, blue and bold. And now they're talking about the competition crushing you here in this line, so why don't we change that to red, because we want that to stand out, and we want to kind of like, hey, you know, put on the brakes. This software is actually crushing you, so if you're not using it, you're getting left behind. So we want to make that stand out a little bit. And then here is another benefit or bonus, so we're definitely going to want to make that stand out. Free and bonus. Free, we like free. It's the best 4-letter F word we know. And we'll go ahead and make that green, color money, and we'll bold it to make it stand out. Now we're going to want to make sure that this is linked back to our product or offer. If you're not doing the affiliate program, you can simply link it to whatever it is you got going on. And obviously, I mean, this is an ad I threw together for this video. It's not one we necessarily run with, and it's specifically for selling the bulk email software. So obviously, if you have a different product, you're going to want to create an ad for your product. The key points, though, is the ease to unsubscribe to protect yourself. Okay, top and bottom. Personalization, add curiosity. Benefits in the form of a question always work really well because it gets the prospect thinking, what if? Okay, and then they go back to your product or your website, which, if you remember from a previous slide, the website is specifically designed to sell your product. It's specifically designed to allow the prospect to make an informed decision and purchase what you're offering. Okay, so having benefits in a form of a question like, what do you think this benefit would do for you? You're essentially giving the people what's in it for them. Let's be absolutely real. Every person in this world, when they look at a product, they're thinking, what can that product do for me? They don't care what it does for everybody else. They don't care what it does for anyone except for themselves. Okay, what's in it for them? So you need to have those key points when you're trying to make a sale. What's in it for your prospect? How can this help them? How can this benefit them and benefit their business? Okay, so we add some more curiosity, a little tidbit, proven fact here. It's always good to give out a little information. And then some more benefits, okay? And then a link back to what we're offering. Now, I just threw this together, and actually I already know what this is going to do, but I'm leaving it like this because I want you to specifically see how you can edit whatever you create in here for your own purposes and have it optimized 100% delivery. Okay? Once you create your ad, you want to come down here and click check your email campaign for spam words. Okay? Now, we only have the HTML copy and we only have that for a reason. We want to fix our ad before we bring the content over for the text copy. Otherwise, we got to do it twice, right? The rules broken are typical rules that major spam detection software look for. Okay, so these are different words or phrases contained in the subject or body of your email that will throw that software all out of whack and automatically send your email to spam. If you reach too much of a threshold, that means even if you're spam or not, even if you're whitelisted or not, you're going to spam. So you really got to be careful when you're doing this. As you notice, contains the word bonus. We had free/bonus. So obviously that's throwing us off. Contains the word cash. That actually gets you a 0.8 of a spam score just for having the word cash in your email. What other words could we use besides cash? Maybe money, funds. Different synonyms like this mean the exact same thing, but they give you no spam score, which means your chances of being delivered to the inbox are much, much greater. Purchase. How about buy, obtain? Competition, competitors. Free, no cost. Different synonyms or different phrases can be put together to really eliminate any chances of spam. And having a spam checker right here before you send out like this is huge. This means you can sit here and play with the email as you create it, and make no mistake, once you do it the first time and save, it's done. You don't have to do it every single time. Okay? So if you spend a little extra time making sure this number is as low as possible, then you will definitely have a much better response. So let's come into here. All right. Bum, 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 bum. Cash. Let's change that to funds. Okay, how many sales do you make? How big do you think your business will truly grow? It's a proven fact. Purchase. Well, obtain your product. Kind of means the same thing when you're reading it. It's a proven fact that you can take any product in the world and introduce it to 1 million people, and a certain percentage will obtain your product. How are they going to obtain it? The only way they can obtain it is by buying it, right? So it means the exact same thing as purchase in this particular scenario without using the word purchase, which creates a spam score. Competition. How about this? Others. Using. Free bonus. That is not working for us, is it? So how about special offer? Okay, now let's see what kind of spam score we have. Special. That's a hard one. So you're getting a 0.8 because the word special is in there. So we can try and do another form of the word special to get it down as low as possible, or we can leave it as is. As you can see right here, you're getting a 1.5 simply because the text version isn't there and they're different. Okay, so as soon as we click the button that's behind this window that says, grab content from editor, and you'll have to make some corrections in it real quick. But as soon as we do that, this is going to go down. All this will be gone. Okay, and this. So essentially, what you're looking at is a 0.8. Okay, so when you're doing this, you already know you don't have a text version right now. You haven't done that, okay? So anything that references the text version, ignore. This is what you're dealing with, okay? So, special offer isn't gonna do it. How about limited? Limited offer. It's actually not. We got more leads than what we can handle, but it makes it special, like what we want, and it doesn't use the word special. Look at that. Now we're just down to things referencing the text version, okay? So now let's come right here. If you notice, it's just right below the editor here. It says get text content from editor. Go ahead and click that button. Look at that. There's all of our content. So as I said before, obviously you'll have to come in here and make some corrections. You essentially don't want any text past this gray line right here. So why don't we actually use our stars as a guide and fix this up real quick. And you also don't want the title of the link. In HTML you can actually use this as a title, but in a plain text version you just want the link. And this is a short code for the system itself. So when the email actually goes out, there will be a raw link right here that they'll be able to copy and paste into their browser. Because it's a text version, their text email won't allow clickable links anyways, so it's not something that you'll have to worry about. But then you'll have to come in here and you'll have to make some edits to your ad. Special characters, different things like that are really hard for a text version to read. 3 periods like this, if you leave it blank, if it's going from the editor to the text version, it will come out weird like what you saw. If it's going from a text version to a text version, it reads it as 3 periods, so you're good to go. Any contractions you'll have to take out where it said you will or you'll have to change to you will. Where it's a proven, you'll have to change to it is, simply because the commas for a text version are very hard to read. I need to learn how to spell. Typo, ladies and gentlemen, sorry about that. And you'll notice any typos, obviously, when you go to the plain text version. Again, we don't want the label of our link here. We don't want the title of it. This didn't want to read the arrows, so I'm sure the arrows up here are just fine, and we'll highlight and copy that. Anytime you can copy and paste, you'll save yourself time. It may not look like a whole lot, but seconds do add up in the day. And when you're doing this, when you're testing an autoresponder series, or when you're testing different email campaigns and you're wanting to create 10 of them in a day and split test them and get them all out, find out which one's going to convert the best, and then run with that, you really don't want to spend all day creating 10 emails. So even though it only saves a couple seconds, when you think about it over a 24-hour period, those couple seconds tend to add up more and more. So now let's go ahead and check the email campaign. Look at that. 100%, an absolute zero. That is guaranteed to be in the inbox every single time. Every single time. There's no reason why it wouldn't. Absolutely none. So once you have your ad saved, you are now ready to go. You have a beautiful HTML copy. You've made it super stupid simple for people to unsubscribe instead of marking you spam. So you're protecting yourself. You have a beautiful ad copy. Going back to your ad, you've checked your spam score. Now let's see what it looks like in different email providers, okay? So AOL, this is how it'll look. Gmail removes anything before the body tags, which means some of this stuff and some of this stuff may not reach it. This will all be the same. The spacing will be the same, meaning it will just go from this paragraph into this paragraph. Hotmail, Outlook, you got a red light on the one Gmail, but green light on all the rest of them. And your plain text version looks professional, beautiful. So you've checked your email for spam. You're 100% and good to go. You've viewed your email in different email programs. It looks great. If you want, you can send a preview to yourself so you can view it in your program. All you would do is input your email address there, or whatever email address you wish to use, and then click the preview button. And then once you're all done, click Save and Exit. And there you go. Your first email is set up and in the system. Now that you've seen all that, now you're ready to send our campaign. Okay, so now that we're ready to send our campaign, go ahead and click on the email campaigns drop-down menu button again. Click on the Send Email Campaign. Now here you have several options, and we highly recommend you leave the who do you want to send to section selected to send an email to all contacts in the selected list below. This allows you to pick and choose which list you want to send to. There are other different options that you can use, but those, you'll use those more as you get more seasoned with the software, as you get more seasoned with your promotional efforts and your email marketing. you do have the option to send an email to a search criteria or a segment. Again, those are for your more seasonal marketers and not for today's lesson. Now that you've seen those, go ahead and select the list you wish to send to. Go ahead and pick and choose. If this is your first time you're testing it, you may select to only send to one list. If you've been loading up your list for a while, your system's ready to go, you already have a campaign you've tested previously, you know it works, you're ready to send, select all the lists. You can email to as much as your package allows. So if you have 1 million emails daily package, bam, you can send to 1 million daily now. Do it. Hoorah. So for today's lesson, we'll be only sending to one list, but the last video you'll see is maybe the first one you saw as well, depending on the campaign you came from. It's the undeniable proof that this system will send out to 1 million emails daily, giving you the ability to reach 30 million plus people monthly, except for in February. Obviously, in February, there's only 28 days, so I can't control that. So let's show you what that looks like here. After you select the list to send to, go ahead and click on the next button. All the information with the red asterisk must be filled out, but most of the information is already filled out for you unless you wish to change the information that's on file. The system itself, as you're setting up the list, it holds that information, the list name, the from name, the business, the reply to email, the from email, all that information, and it inputs that information for you. And there are some instances where you would want to change that, but as long as you're sending out for your own business, it's already done for you. Under the send email campaign section, make sure your email campaign that you just created is selected from the drop down menu. If it's not, then obviously the system won't let you go further unless an email campaign is selected. The rest of the email campaign settings should be done for you unless you wish to change the information that's on file. And again, like I said earlier, there are some instances where you'd want to do that. Maybe you're selling a solo to your list from a client. Well, in which case you'd want to change the settings. You'd want to change the from name, the business name, the reply to email, the from email. You'd want to put all that information in your client's name because you're sending it on their behalf. Under scheduling settings, again, this information is done for you unless you want to schedule your email to go out at a later date, which sometimes you do. Sometimes you find if you mail at 7 p.m. you'll have a better response than if you mail at 6 p.m. The time of day on when you mail does make a difference, and that you will know by testing. You need to test. Think about it. Some of these people get hundreds, maybe thousands of emails a day into their inbox, especially if they don't know how to, sort and filter to, separate and designate all that email so it's not cluttering up their email. Let's say they get 100 emails a day into their inbox. You mailed out first thing in the morning. That means your email is sitting on the bottom pile of 100. Chances of it getting read are a lot less. Under the advanced settings, you'll want to make sure the custom fields are selected from the drop-down menu, i.e. the first name should be the first name field, the last name should be the last name field, so on. And then that's it. The rest of the information should already be done for you. You can go ahead and click on the next button. On the very next page, click on Schedule My Email Campaign, and that's it. You're done. Your email is going out. So it's not too hard. Once you have the email campaign set up, it's just this second part here. You click on send an email, you select the list, you select how many, you then, fill out a few tidbits of information, you click send. I can send an email campaign out of this system in less than 20 minutes. And that's to 1 million people. Less than 20 minutes, I can set up my business to advertise to 1 million prospects daily. You're done. You've now sent your first email campaign. Remember, you can send out to 1 million prospects daily with this system, and all you would need to do to reach that mark is have the appropriate account to access that level. Obviously, if you don't have the appropriate account, the system will not allow you to access that level. And then send out to 10 lists of 100,000 daily, following all the steps learned in this video, in all these videos actually. And with the system, you'll notice if you have a list size of 1 million and send out to that one list, it actually bogs the SMTP server down. But just like importing, remember when I was going over importing and uploading a 65,000 list size took a lot longer than uploading a 50,000 list size, and I could actually do more by cutting down my list size a little bit? The same process is happening for mailing. You can do 10 lists of 100,000, which still equals 1 million emails. Make no mistake, it still equals 1 million emails. And it will go out a lot faster than emailing to one list of 1 million. Okay? So make sure and keep that in mind. Or, you can set up an autoresponder series and just add your leads daily. Attach them to that autoresponder series, add your leads, bam, you're done. So the next thing we're going to be going over is actually setting up your autoresponder. We're going to be going over the custom fields section and statistics section. Statistics are important. You want to know your stats. You want to know how your emails are doing. You want to know how many opens you're getting, what your click-through rate is getting, your open rate. What did we say, is the key thing to getting your email read? So your open rate is going to tell you how good your subject line is doing. Your click-through rate, which is taking people that have read your email and transferring them to the website, because remember, the subject line, the only job of the subject line is to get them to open the email. The only job of the body of the email is to get them to go to your website. So with your open rate, you can tell what your subject line is doing. With your click-through rate, you can tell what the body of your email is doing. If you have a really high open rate and a really low click-through rate, it says your subject line's doing pretty good, but your body needs a lot of work. Okay, so as you go through this and as you fine-tune your efforts, you really have to have those statistics. That's why the next video is going to be an important one, because we're going over the autoresponder. That's the automated advertising. You know, you can set up your autoresponder to go out for as long as you want. You know, a couple emails a month for a year or a couple years, whatever you want, and then just upload the leads into the system, select the autoresponder, and bam, they're going. Custom fields, we're not going to talk a whole lot on that. There is training on that in the back office. So, you know, we're just going to kind of go over how to add a custom field should you ever need need to, and statistics. We're going to spend a good deal of time going over statistics in the autoresponder. And setting up the autoresponder is actually pretty basic. It's just like setting up your email campaign. You know, we've already kind of gone through that. Then you just kind of select your times and get those going. But, you know, I've noticed having a walkthrough on it to kind of refresh you isn't a bad thing. And then statistics. We're going to go over how to read the statistics, how you can fine-tune your marketing efforts. That's important. You're definitely going to want to do that. So, thank you again for watching this video, and until next time, we'll see you later.